Happy birthday, Eugene. Yes, yes. Before we go, can I have that sign for a second? Can I see, happy birthday, Eugene. Can we see that? Pass it up. Pass it up.
Belated.
Do we see this? Can we get this? This is the level of fandom we have here.
Yes.
Are you guys excited? You excited for this panel? Come on.
Uh-oh, I can see myself on screen.
They not only know it's his birthday, but that it was his birthday yesterday. So it's one day late.
Yeah, she said belated.
That's no,
Said he.
Look at
that's
the
not only
parenthetic.
impressed.
Hang on. Oh, okay,
That's
you're
why I'm
impressed. I
impressed.
thought, okay,
Yeah,
fair
yeah,
enough.
yeah.
Sorry, in a group this size, those kind of details might get lost. But yes, the parenthetical did in fact state belated.
Yeah.
Attention to detail
Next level.
noted. Congrats. Guys, thank you so much to each and every one of you for being here. This is super, super exciting. A panel of this size, it'd be great if we could just really quick do a little roll call, run through, say your name, what you do over at BuzzFeed, and while you're here.
I'm Kelsey Darragh. I am a producer and development partner at BuzzFeed Motion Pictures. Thanks.
I'm Quinta Brunson. I'm also a producer and development partner at BuzzFeed Motion Pictures.
My name is Ashley Perez, and this shtick is going to get old real quick, but I am a producer and development partner at BuzzFeed Motion Pictures.
I'm Keith, and I have the same title as them.
I'm Ned, and I'm a husband first. And a producer and development partner at BuzzFeed second.
I'm Zach Kornfeld. I'm Ned's wife, and I am one of the Try Guys.
And I'm Eugene Liang. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I am 67 years old because Asian does not raisin.
I didn't know that one.
Beautiful. So, first question, if you guys are all here, seriously, who's making the videos right now? Like, who's putting...
All of our wonderful, wonderful coworkers
Shout out to our
are
wonderful
currently killing it in LA and in New York, making videos right now. Yeah, when we go back, we'll do the same.
I was reading about that, too, that you guys have this sort of amazing, complex studio that you all work out of. And it looks like, from an outsider's perspective, short of maybe our new home here at 692 Broadway, but this excluded, it looks like the greatest place in the world to work. Is it kind of like it looks on the videos? Are you guys constantly running into each other? Or is this the first time you've seen each other in years?
I'm Kelsey. What?
No,
I'm Quinta.
I think it's a fair representation. Like, we actually all sit within 20 feet of each other, and we're
Guys, it's 2 feet.
Yeah, it's like we are back to back to each other by choice.
Yeah.
But we're moving offices right now, but eventually we'll all be in one office in LA, which will be really nice because we have been on different floors, which has made it a little harder to see each other, but still we see each other every day, all the time.
It honestly feels like college. Like we have a cage and we have studio space, and anything that we want to make that day we can make, and we just grab people and equipment and grab each other for ideas. So it's really ideal. I don't think there are a lot of spaces like that exist in the industry.
It's a commonplace occurrence for someone to tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, do you want to be in a shot real quick?" Because they're filming a video on the office floor and like just want to work with you real quick.
Yeah, it's just...
Dope snacks. We got dope snacks.
We're gonna put a button on that. Dope snacks, that's above all else. I wanted to talk to you a little bit too. So, we should establish this right off the gate. So, BuzzFeed Motion Pictures is probably, almost obviously, going to be said a lot tonight. Are we going to say it in full, or can we do an abbreviated,
BFMP?
like a BFMP thing? Yeah?
Sure.
We're all in agreement? Oh, that was a lot easier than I thought it would. I thought there'd be a lot more opinions on that. Okay, fine, yeah, BFMP. So, I was checking out the YouTube page for BFMP and looking at the top 10. And what I thought was really fascinating was that the top 10 consisted of course, the Labor Pains video. That's up there. Also, like, if Disney princes or princesses were real, a Dear Cat video, and a bunch of, like, sex facts you won't believe. It's like the perfect embodiment of the internet. Are you guys ever surprised by the kind of content that seems to take off and explode? Or is there stuff that you thought maybe would have been bigger or wasn't?
I mean, we have such a diverse group of producers that like anything goes, and we're really encouraged to push our points of views and identities and kind of like represent everyone. Like representation is super important to us. So like some people want to make awkward sex videos, but then we also have like educational videos, and then these guys strapping TENS machines to their bare bodies.
Yeah, and
Where are you going with that?
people like lean into what they think will hit, right? So we as regular people are people of the internet. And for instance, like Eugene did that beauty video, even though he's not in it, he like directed that beauty video, which is a love of his, doing that kind of stuff. So everyone's leaning into their loves, which is the internet anyway. I'm obsessed with Tumblr. My Tumblr page is a good representation of what you'll find in BuzzFeed's content, you know? Tumblr? people?
Yeah, I saw the head nods.
I think the value of the internet is less like when we're surprised when things don't hit. It's more when we're surprised when they do hit. And I think that's where the real learning curve comes. For example, I come from a sort of traditional like Hollywood filmmaking background. And one thing that brought me behind the camera initially was, I'm Asian American and I just never thought there was a career for me in front of the camera. But the internet was just completely antithetical to that in its response, saying that we want to see every face, we want to hear every voice. So that's what I really appreciate about
Mainly
the space we
Eugene's
work
face.
in.
Mainly they want to see Eugene's face.
It's a good face.
But y'all know what I mean. Yeah, it's cool to see what is actually hitting because that's what we're kind of bringing outward from the space that we excel in.
We think of it as a big old lab, right? Every video we do is a test, and sometimes it hits for reasons you don't know, so you look at it and you try and dissect it and figure it out. And I think that environment of testing is what's led to a lot of our biggest hits. It's also what's led to us being in videos. It wasn't, for most of us, it's not something we really sought out to do. It was just like the audience was like, yes, more please. And we're like, all right, sure.
Well, you raised a ton of really great points. One of them being the sort of the unique point of view that everybody on the team kind of has. And so, for sure, tonight we'll ask some of these larger overlapping questions. But I do at some point we'll get into each and every one of you and kind of talk about what you guys have done and achieved. But to that end of sort of the larger question, I was looking at this interesting. I think it was in a Hollywood Reporter article where they had a chart, and who even knows if it was accurate. But it was just like the percentage of output in terms of where the video goes, and like more than half of it was Facebook. I think 20% was what was the 20% for YouTube, and then the rest was like Snapchat, Discover. And I thought that was really interesting because I don't know of a lot of people that would approach it with that level of strategy and science, just sort of as like a user. You don't think of those things. But I was wondering, one, is that even remotely close? And two, does that impact any of the decisions you guys are making as you're producing this content?
Yes, absolutely. Like we're obsessed with data, and that's something that's like I think unique to BuzzFeed is we're all creative people who are data driven, but not in a way that it dictates exactly what we're doing, but more that we like to test and specialize for each platform. So, for instance, I did a short film recently, and on YouTube it's in a 16:9 format, and then on Facebook it's in a square format. And so that we were thinking about the whole time. It also is post-literate because on Facebook people are scrolling without sound, so you need to catch their attention before sound happens. And so we kind of all know these things, and some people see them as tricks or gimmicks, but we try and give the user the best experience for whatever platform they're on.
That's really cool and smart. Does that sort of start, when does that process of taking those things into consideration start? Is it before or after you have sort of the premise and the story? Like, where do you start to fold it in? Or are you doing it on the fly? Like, hey, let's be cognizant of X because it has to go here.
I think it comes from a long line of learning about the platform. So where it is ingrained that we know that Facebook prefers post-literate square videos, and we know that from years of developing videos for Facebook and seeing what does better. I mean, obviously, Tasty, right, is the greatest king of Facebook. It is the biggest food network there is now.
More fans than Justin Bieber.
It's nuts. And we don't make those videos, so whatever.
Still impressive.
But that is like, and that's what's great. Like food, obviously, everybody eats food. Everybody loves food. So it's like not divisive. It's just everybody can just watch it, and then you can watch as many as you like, and you can leave, and it's just a positive thing.
Very cool.
We also make what we think is funny, right? Like that's where the idea starts. We're like, do you think this is stupid or funny? Would you watch this on Facebook? And then that's like where it comes, and then we apply all the sciences to what we would want to see.
Yeah, there's oh, you were going to say something?
I was going to say, and we also learned from the audience. That labor pains video that we talked about, that was one of our top most requested videos. So sometimes, it's like we're making videos for us, but mostly we're making videos for the audience and kind of trying to listen to them, figure out, like, what do you guys want to see? What do you guys like the most? So that's a very exciting thing.
When that took off, was there like a sobering moment of, oh, we're going to have to hurt the hell out of each other, aren't we? This really played well. Oh, crap. Like, what do we do with this data? Like, was that both the best and worst news you received? Like, that was the one that really struck a chord?
Well, it was funny because, yes, like, I think the biggest reaction is watching dudes in pain, right? That's fun. But the share statement was actually people talking about their labor experiences, people talking about how, like, oh, those guys, they can never try to get it. Guys can never understand. And some people are like, oh, I love that guys would even want to try to understand. So it actually, the share wasn't, look at these doofuses getting hurt. It was, look at these doofuses trying to learn.
Yeah.
How about that?
In the grand scheme of
learn,
labor
guys.
pains, in the grand scheme of labor pains, we 4 got off easy. So I think that's
That was actually, yeah, that was one of the fascinating parts of watching that, is that even as you reached the extreme level, you still knew that this is just a simulation. Like, this isn't even actually it.
No, it's nowhere near.
Yeah, awesome. Well, and maybe we'll get into that later. Maybe enough's been said about it, because I don't want to make you relive it, but surely a very popular video. I do, like I said, I want to get into some specifics and kind of jump around really quick. And I want to start with Quinta, because I was reading and I thought this was really cool. You're the first BFMP producer to be signed under contract to write, direct, star, and produce her own projects. Woo! Yes, indeed. Round of applause for that. So, one, no pressure. And two, how does that feel? Is there a great sort of responsibility? Is it scary? Is it exciting? Because your bosses kind of believe in you and empower you, right? Like, talk us through that feeling.
Oh, it was super exciting. I came to BuzzFeed as a resident and believed in the vision of what I could see. That was almost 2 years ago. And I think after having the conversation with Zay Frank, who is our CEO, it was a conversation of vision, which felt really good. So that felt smarter than, hey, just sign this contract and we'll see what happens. It's like, oh no, we have a vision for what can happen with this place and the good it can do. For me at the time, I wanted a place where I could just write, direct, act in, and perform and cast my own work. And, he believed in that. I knew that'd be important for other people, especially other minorities in the future, just to have a place like that. So I think what was most exciting about it was knowing that it was about to open up doors. And soon after I signed, 3 months, everyone else is on board. And it's helped us create projects that tackle different issues. My show Broke, which is on YouTube Red. Sorry, my show Broke, which is on YouTube Red now, started on BuzzFeed, features 3 Black actors, and you know what I mean? And it was very nice for the internet to see. People were like, oh, 3 broke people, 3 broke postgraduates. This show's not out yet. Yes, so with that relationship with BuzzFeed, I could do that. Same thing with everyone's projects here. They're able to tell stories that aren't being told with the belief that the program puts in them.
It's really awesome. And you kind of touched on something too, sort of a similarity in the reaction to the video of like people kind of are drawn to it because they're surprised by like, oh, this is 3 broke Black people. I relate to this. And you were saying like, oh, these are 3 or 4 idiots trying to learn. Look at it. Like, do you guys try to tap into that? Is that something you take into consideration, or is it literally as simple as, do we think this is funny? Or is like, is this different? Is this something different?
I think it's a mix of the two. And sometimes it's not about it being funny. It's like, is this impactful? Is this culturally impactful? And like, once again, like I said, I came from like the Tumblr world and the sharing world. I love the idea of shareability and connection on Facebook. Before you could even share videos on Facebook, there was a time where the video just went up and people had to tell their friend, go watch this video on Facebook. And I had a show on Facebook back then, so I was just into the relation of people coming together to watch a piece of content and sharing it with someone else. So we're more tapping into, this relates to me, I'm pretty sure it's gonna relate to another person. And that's probably what all of our content is based in. It relates to me, it's gonna relate to someone else somehow. It's funny you guys are talking about the labor pains video because like they didn't bring it up, but it's like relating to those women in the Midwest who were like, oh my God, I experienced that. Yeah. I'm gonna share this. So it's just people, being related, they want to see themselves in what they're watching.
2 things. One, I love the idea of the dark ages being when you had to tell someone to go watch a video. Like, it's moved so fast.
I know.
And 2, I wanted to go back a little bit to sort of talk about your writing process. And one of your earliest sort of viral successes was The Girl Who's Never Been on a Nice Date Before, which is, round of applause. If you haven't seen it,
You gotta watch them.
immediately watch
There's some
it.
great quotes in there.
There are so many great quotes.
She quotes it all the time.
All the time.
Were you drawing from any personal experience? Had you gone on a date with somebody else who acted like that, or had you been in that position where you were kind of just surprised by all? Where did that come from?
I think that girl lives in me and is my cousins and is my friends in Philly. It's like a very Philly moment, and I performed it on stage at the Comedy Store in LA, and the crowd loved it. And then one of my friends really got on me about using the internet more, and they were like, put the video on Instagram. What are you doing? Instagram had just gotten video, and he was like, just see. And I did, and it changed my life. So I became a believer of internet video real quick because I'm just pimping it around stages in LA, which was great, but it reached more people on Instagram.
Well, thank you for making it.
Thank you for liking it.
No, it's one of those videos that whenever you're just having like a bummer day, you can go watch that video, and it sort of just, it picks you up because it's always funny.
Oh my God.
So those are definitely people that kind of live inside of you. It's a character.
Yeah.
So you could say that you were writing kind of what you know, right? In a way, right? So, and for the record, you can all congratulate me later for my baller ass segues. So let's go to writing about. Let's go to the opposite end of the spectrum for a second. I want to talk to Kelsey about your show that I've recently fallen in love with. Am I Doing This Right? Where you're kind of exploring things you kind of don't know,
Dude,
right?
that was baller, that transition. I know you
Applaud
wanted
it.
that was
Applaud him
baller.
now. Everyone,
Smooth.
round of applause for Matt.
All our segues.
Thank you.
That's very
how
nice,
did
but I
you
said
get
we could
your
do that later.
start?
I don't want to eat into their time, but thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you. But seriously, this show's fantastic. I was watching a bunch of them back to back, and it's got like this sort of Daily Show field segment vibe, but like for everyday life.
I love The Daily Show, Trevor Noah. If you ever see this, I'm single, and I love your show. Sorry, what was the question? I totally stopped listening after you said that.
I really enjoy that you had a moment to
you.
connect to Trevor Noah, and the first thing that you had to let him know.
Is that
Is
I'm
that you're
single.
available?
I don't say it enough, I feel like, so I just want to put it out there.
Well, noted. So Trevor Noah could potentially watch this show, but I do love your show, and I was wondering, where did that come from? Where did you get the inspiration to put all this together and kind of? merge those worlds?
I work around so many talented, incredibly well-educated people, and this is not a knock on Florida. Maybe it is. I don't really care. I don't live there anymore. I live in Los Angeles. I can say whatever I want. I grew up in Florida, so I don't know how to do a lot of things right or well, just because, you know, I had like a pretty comfortable like upbringing, and I never had to like really struggle to do things. So when I became an adult, I had no idea how to do anything that adults were supposed to know how to do, like taxes and buying a house and how to like have a stable relationship. But I'm working on that in therapy.
Trevor Noah.
So it really came from like me always asking my coworkers, hey, how do I do this thing? Am I doing this right? Like, did you guys fill out your W-2s? What's a W-2? What does that even stand for? And I was always questioning, like, just because I don't know how to do something now doesn't mean I can't learn. So it really just came from me wanting to know how to do these things, and it turns out a lot of other people don't know how to do this stuff either. So you're welcome, little children.
Well, no, that kind of speaks to the success of the show. Is of course it's popular because the big secret is that nobody knows how to do any of these things.
Exactly.
Like I have a leased car that's about to expire. I have no idea what's going to happen.
What now?
I don't know if the car's just going to vanish.
It does.
I don't know. Okay.
I just didn't
That's
do
not
it.
true.
As soon as we're
Don't
done, I have
trust
to plan
Kelsey.
for that.
You
Like,
gotta
walk,
sir, that is a big deal. But yeah, we don't know, and that's what I kind of love about the videos is not only are they entertaining, but they are educational. It's like holy crap, I could do all these things.
If you make something funny, they're gonna watch. No one wants to watch a video about how to do taxes.
No.
But, you know, add a few jokes in there, and people.
But how to crush exactly. And nothing crushes on the internet like taxes jokes, if the data shows. Yeah.
Don't I know it?
So there was another thing that I wanted to talk to you about. There was a short film that you had put up there, the anxiety of getting your medication refilled. I believe it was refill or sick, right? And it's really, really well done. And it's kind of almost the other end of the spectrum and sort of showing like all these different types of things that you can do. I was wondering if there was ever any hesitation in being vulnerable or expressing this side and opening up like that and putting that out there, or if it was from day one, that's the reason you were doing it.
So I think there is nothing where I'm someone who lives with anxiety and depression. I've been diagnosed bipolar and mood disorder, and there's nothing worse than being and feeling alone in those situations, because it's already crazy enough to like have all those feelings and thoughts, and then to have like no one really to talk to about it, especially when, you know, therapists are so expensive and parents just don't understand because their generation couldn't talk openly about it. And like your friends at school, like you don't really want to, that's not the kind of downing stuff you want to talk about with your friends. It's not cool to have to admit that like you need help ever. So it was a big step for me to be like, just because I need help doesn't make me weak or wrong. I think it's actually the opposite, admitting you need help, and sometimes like everyone needs help. So at first I was really nervous to ever talk about it. And then I realized the best thing I can do, not only is it therapeutic for me, but to help other people. The second you start being open and talking to other people, the internet is such a beautiful place for things like mental health conversation, because you can find other people and you can hide behind a username if you want to, or you can find threads and openly discuss anonymously whatever you want. So the best thing for me to do was to talk about it and connect people. And my favorite thing about that video was in the comments, people started leaving like the names of their prescriptions that they had been on, and like people were like, oh, I tried that, how'd it work for you? Oh God, it made me gain a bunch of weight, but like I was happy. So, and it started this conversation that you can't have with just, a friend. It opened other conversations about like the pharmaceutical world in general, and like we're having conversations about that. And so to answer your question, long-winded, I was nervous at first, but it just takes a little bit of courage to put yourself out there, and the love I've received back has helped me 10 times more than I think a therapist could.
Well, for sure. Well, thank you for that video as well. A round of applause for that response, by the way. Great. It speaks to your character and that point of view that I was saying, that everybody has sort of a different story that they're trying to tell, and a different door or series of doors that they're trying to open. And to that end, Ashley, I wanted to talk another baller.
Nice
What?
segue.
Thank you.
Segue.
Yeah.
You
No,
really
I
are
know.
feeling it.
I went on a Segway tour once, and that wasn't even as good as that. So
Well done. So
We're the only
Dad
ones
joke.
tickled
I'm
by
gonna
that
fight
joke.
you.
Second,
Like,
only
nope.
second to taxes jokes are segue jokes.
So you had a pinned tweet that, by the way, this is the old person thing I ever did. I wrote down and printed out a tweet on paper. But, is what it is.
Congress or
Here we
what?
are. But I wanted to talk about this. I thought this was great. To all the ladies who have stories to tell and history to make, keep going. Which is, yep, absolutely.
do it.
Obviously, a great message that now more than ever we need to hear all the time, especially in light of current events. And I wanted to know, was that always your intention as a creative person, to entertain and be an inspiration and get this message out there? Was that always part of the plan?
Oh my God. A, thank you is my first response. B, the intention was never to entertain. I didn't think that it was a plausible thing for me to do as a job. Like my whole family are doctors, lawyers, concert violinists, things like that Asians are really good at. But I just didn't understand how I would ever be a person who was allowed to have this position, and I'm very grateful for it. But that tweet to me is very close to my heart, and when I got an opportunity to be in front of the camera and tell stories, it just was an honor to make these kinds of content. And so, yeah, I think my intention has always been to be myself, and luckily people find that entertaining and inspiring to some degree. But when we make content, and when I make content specifically, I kind of do think a lot about, like, when I was 12 or 13 and, like, in a really weird place. I wore a lot of khakis and a lot of polos. Which is great if you're wearing. Is anyone wearing khakis and
Yes.
polos right now?
Pull the room real quick. No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Everyone is. It'd be so weird. But I
audience.
had a lot of moments where I felt really awkward and I felt left out for that. And so I make content sometimes just for, like, what did I wish that I had seen so that I didn't feel so alone. And I think, Quinta's example of Broke and showing characters that you relate to, and Kelsey and showing characters who are going through their own struggles too. I try and do the same thing, particularly with, like, being a queer woman of color. To me, I was, like, so caught up always in the I don't want to come out, it's going to be hard, and everything has to be hard when you're gay, and this whole kind of struggle. And then I was like, oh, maybe I can just make it lighthearted and really funny, and, like, let it be a natural, normal thing. And that to me has been really important. So if anybody has drawn inspiration from that, then I'm appreciative. But the goal was not always like, I'm going to be an inspiration.
I guess that would be weird to wake up and be like, I'm going to inspire.
Unless you're Oprah.
You.
Well, yeah, you know what?
That's dope
Fair.
confident.
Fair point. I also, in doing some research, I thought this was a really incredible point, and it kind of opens the door for a question for everybody. But in 2015, so we're going back a little bit, but the season 1 of You Do You, when it launched on iTunes, performed above for over a week. It beat out Walking Dead and Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Round of applause, first of all. Now,
Someone's got to put the Kardashians in their place.
had to happen. It was bound to happen at some point. First of all, congratulations on that. That's awesome. That's a pop culture triumph right there. But also, sort of to the room, is that more, to me, I think it's more than just a singular victory. It's kind of like a coming attraction in terms of the kind of entertainment people are seeking out. And I was wondering sort of if that resonated with you in the same way. If you look at that moment and like, this is working? Because I think like we get a lot of people on this stage. Well, this is a new stage, an old stage built just like this one. They come here, web creators and people from web content and all that stuff, to talk about how they work to legitimize the medium. And it's like, I don't know why we need to legitimize it. It's already been proven, but it seems like it's maybe taking a little longer than some people would expect for the highest of the high to get that message. Has that moment moved the needle for you at all? Is that as a significant a moment as I think it is? Talk a little bit about
it was definitely
victory.
like for the fans. We always knew that the fans were there and that they wanted the media, and it was just like a great moment to confer that, because unlike traditional, the media that we usually do, we didn't have the metrics of Facebook shares or likes or comments that we would normally get, and so all we kind of had was purchases. However, like it to us doesn't change the way we think about the medium, the way we think about the audience, how we craft our content. That was always intrinsically there. What it did help, which was really cool, was to help point advertisers and different brands who are working with us, and also just content buyers and creators, to see that we play in the big leagues and we're not here to be your like small digital arm, because media is media and content is content, and who even knows where you're watching something from. We're all on Hulu and Netflix and all of these channels. So for us, it was a cool win, but really it was just a nice way that it paved the way for season 2, and then for, unfortunately, Ashley to come. So that was really cool. But for us, we always knew who the audience was.
Very cool. I think all of the things that we hear, what kind of speaks to the success of all this content is that there is an authenticity, and you guys are not trying to serve any other audience than what is true to you. And what could possibly be more authentic than strapping electrodes to your muscles?
There it is. 3 for 3.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're going to go to audience Q&A in a second, but before we do, I want to, of course, talk to the Try Guys a little bit. You guys have done a ridiculous amount of ridiculous things. I feel like you've sort of told how you all met and started on a couple other shows, but if you wanted to give a very brief version of that, sure. How did you guys become the Try Guys? Where did that come from?
We happened to start at BuzzFeed at the same time. We didn't know each other before working there. 8 months in, we made a video where we tried on ladies' underwear, very highbrow stuff. People really liked it. And honestly, it was the 4 of us, because only the 4 of us agreed to it. And actually, Ned didn't agree to it, but we made him do it anyway. We just sort of thought we'd have a fun dynamic, and then we really had a great time making that video, so we made another one, and then we made the Kim Kardashian butt photo video within 14 hours, and we were like, oh man, this is a thing. And then right after Eugene had us do this huge drag transformation and performance video that really elevated the brand of what we could do and changed our editing style and really made us see a bigger picture for what our dynamic could become. And we were lucky enough to then move on to hyper-masculine things like UFC and Ninja Warrior, and then very introverted, like questioning masculinity this past summer, where we did like photoshopping ourselves into our ideal bodies and also getting style makeovers. I don't wear white socks anymore. These are gray. It's close, but it's only because they're very warm and they're really very nice socks. I'll tell you about them later. But it's what's great about us is we're 4 producers who work very closely together, and we work on all of the videos together. We're fortunate in that we all put a hand in the post process and the pre-production process on the videos. So we're editing it, we're handing off things. Ned is killing it at graphics all the time for us. We're handing off making the thumbnails for videos. We work very well together, both on screen and off.
Well, that's good to hear. That's a relief, because it would really suck after watching all those videos for you guys to be like, we can't stand each other. Are you at all concerned of running out of things to try?
Not a chance.
Okay.
We about 2 years ago had a big old meeting. We still have that document with maybe 80-something ideas that we have not gotten to yet. So we're 70 videos in. We can at least double it. And what's really exciting for us is as we've been going on, we're getting a chance to now do longer episodes, whether that's just with the resources at BuzzFeed or working with different brands. And now we have a YouTube Red series that actually the teaser launched today, and it starts next week, every Thursday. That's a little plug.
What's it called? What's it about?
It's called Squad Wars. And it's about 2 squads coming in and doing stuff that we do. But now that we're going bigger and bigger, it's a chance for us to go deeper, and like we just want to explore as much as possible. I got sidetracked by my own little plug. Eugene, you want to take this? I know we have so much we want to do,
I'll help,
and
yeah.
it's really exciting for us to. There's endless things to try. God, Ned, help me, please.
You're talking about will we ever run out of things to try?
That was the question. Yeah.
Like part of the magic of what we do is we're not trying to do some big stunt or not trying to do some like big just kind of like wacky thing. It's all of our videos, they are about getting at someone's experience that is out there, that is authentic and connecting with someone's identity. There are so many different types of people in the world that do so many different types of things. So like how could we possibly cover all that? Yeah.
I think the biggest takeaway is not what you try, it's how you try it. And I think that's what the audience really responds to, is being open-minded and like valuing the learnings from the experience is what we always try to focus on. So, I mean, eventually I think the well does run dry in terms of any like series, but I think that just maintaining a sense of feeling like the world should be a little nicer to each other and get on each other's level. I think that's what we really just want to spread, besides our legs for electrodes.
Really great segue.
I'm good at saying
That was a fantastic segue.
Wow.
Yeah, I really love that. I gotta ask. You said there's a list of over 80. Can you one, two? Can you give us a hint into any of these things that we're thinking of?
What's my favorite?
Oh, he can't say his favorite.
My favorite.
This is the internet. You
What
can
are you
say
always
anything.
trying to get us to do?
Yeah.
It sounds way worse than it is.
Well, I think it's a funny title. Well, one,
You
I
guys
wanna
are
go to
really
space.
pitching this.
We're gonna go to space. That's just one. That's
Yeah, we wanna go to
easy.
space.
They want to go to space.
Let me imitate Zach.
I
saying
keep
what he says
keep
in every
telling them
meeting.
I want to do a video called "The Try Guys Give Each Other Facials," but it's learning beauty regimens and working at a beauty bar.
But that's
and-
not why he wants to do it.
What do you mean? I
Don't
see what you're
you
talking about.
misunderstand him.
Very nasty.
What is this
Not
show
nice.
rated?
By the way, I just realized we accidentally sat from most evil to most good.
What?
Like,
No,
this
no,
is
not
a
us.
spectrum.
Oh, I was like,
We
how
did.
did I
We
get looped
did.
into that? Oh, yeah.
Kind of,
Yeah, that's good. I'm a slip.
What, you saying I'm evil? I guess. Whatever. Sure.
Kelsey,
I
you're a
am.
badass.
Accepted.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a Hufflepuff. No, I'm not. I'm a Gryffindor.
I do, and I swear, I promise, I'm going to audience Q&A. But you did remind me. I would be a terrible, terrible host if I didn't do this. What are the
don't say
upcoming
that.
things that you guys have coming out that we should all be looking for, that we should be going to and watching and enjoying? So we'll just go around the room. I know you want to start in the back over there.
Yeah,
You have,
I'm just going to plug Squad Wars again. It's a very, very cool project that we got to do. And we have drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race facing off against female UFC fighters. Like, we have the craziest combinations of people. And then we also join them. So it's like kind of a half Try Guys, half something else. We're joining, and then two of us are hosting. And then what else am I doing? I don't know. I'm doing cute stuff. You should always watch what I do. It's all very cute and fun. So everything I do, you should watch and tell
Have
your
you seen
friends. Please,
Keith's
thank you.
Twitter adventures? Has anyone seen them? They're so fun.
good.
They're so good.
Yeah. I plan to eat
Here?
more
This
things,
way?
too.
Oh yeah, I have a series called Unfortunately Ashley that came out on sometime in December. It's all on YouTube on BuzzFeed Violet for free, all 8 episodes. It's a fun romp. If you just want to laugh, it's so silly. In one episode, I get stalked by a bird. So
I have still Broke is still up on YouTube Red. So if you watch Squad Wars, watch Broke too. It's in there. Just put it in the queue. Watch it. And then I have a show that's coming out January 31st on Verizon's Go 90 platform called Up for Adoption. It's about 4 women who work in a animal adoption on Saturdays, and they're super cute. And they're a family, and it's a mixed family, and I just love it. And it's everything and so cute. So just watch it. It's free. It's on your phone. You don't have to even do anything. You have to sign up for anything. Just put the damn app on your phone and watch it and give me feedback directly. Cool.
Watchable.com. Am I doing this right? And follow me on Twitter, because I'm trying to up my numbers. And I think I tweet good
I hear
stuff.
all the theme songs for every show. Like, dun, 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 dun. That's so
Yeah,
bad.
you can't help but hear it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And then
Perfect.
in addition to Squad Wars, we got a ton of Try Guys videos coming out soon because there's been a little bit of it been dried up while we've been making some stuff, but we're going to be dropping a ton of videos. Like, literally, we have like 3 in 1 week coming out soon, so we're excited for people to see those.
Well, let's do it. Let's get right to it. I know we have our question right here on the front.
Are you wearing your corgi shirt?
That's amazing.
That's our logo.
Comfy, right?
Wow.
How'd you get that? I don't even have a corgi shirt. Right now.
Shop.buzzfeed.com.
My wife already stole mine.
Let her ask her question.
Sorry.
She's just cute.
We love her.
I just want to say I'm a huge fan, first of all.
Thank
And,
you. Next question.
Do you have any words of encouragement for an aspiring BuzzFeeder?
Yes, most of us applied online as interns. Like it's achievable, and also never stop trying and never stop making things. I made thousands of things on the internet that still no one has seen. I have things that have 8 views on the internet. That's how you learn, though. Also, I applied like 50 places, and only BuzzFeed called me.
Same.
So you just never know. You just have to make stuff in your voice and watch things that you like and ask those people, if you can, like us, how to do things and just emulate the things you like, but always add your own voice to it.
So true.
Wow, great.
That was great.
That's the truth.
That's it.
+1.
The secret.
Just fail as much as possible, really,
Fail all the
and
time.
you'll make it.
Next question is right here.
Hey guys.
Ooh, this is popping up everywhere.
So I was wondering if any of you guys had like a process for coming up with your ideas, and do you try to differentiate yourself or try to be like different than what's already existing out there?
Interesting. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Sometimes, one day, I wore a hat to work, right?
Great
And
story so far.
it was a fucking thing. And I was like, this is a video. And so I made a video about when you wear a hat to work for the first time.
Did
And
so
it
well.
killed, and it killed. So sometimes it's just the thing in the day that happened and is relatable. Sometimes I think we do feel the pressure for a need, but it still comes out of relatability. Like Broke was one of those things where I'm like, this should be on the air. But it was a personal experience. It was an experience I could actually talk about and write about. It was a strong idea. So that is my answer to that question, that sometimes I make videos about me.
This
wearing
is
a hat.
Quinta's new hat, by the way.
Good hat.
This is her. This is the New. It's the same color. It's the New York version of her old hat.
It's a great hat. I'm just gonna say, yeah, it's a
Thank
nice
you very
hat.
much.
I think we're also, we're part of social media, right? So we're trying to help and add to conversations. So we're looking at what are the conversations that people are having online, how do people communicate with each other, and how can we create media and content that helps people connect, either to make a statement about themselves, their beliefs, or to reach out and say, I understand you, or if there's a current event happening, how can we create that media that's entertaining, but is also adding some value to the world.
The beautiful thing about the internet is there's so much data. So you don't have to come up with your ideas in a vacuum. You don't have to like come up with ideas in the shower, which is a great place to think. But you can look at, see, like, there are upvotes, there are views, there are shares. You can look at what your audience wants to hear about and what wants to care about, and kind of try and do things that will speak to that.
Yeah, and as far as your second question, which I think is really important, of what do we do to differentiate ourselves, it sounds so dumb, but really all you can do is be yourself and put your point of view out there, because whether or not you think it's unique, or if you think somebody already exists who is like you, nobody has had your exact experience, and the more specific you get, weirdly, the more relatable you become to a general audience. So be yourself. It's a great thing.
All great advice. I think our next question's right here in the front.
My name's Reagan, and it's an honor to be sitting 5 feet from all of you.
Likewise.
The honor
I'm
is all
incredibly
ours.
blessed. Oh, thank you. But I just wanted to ask that, since your BuzzFeed videos are so popular for all the series that you have going on, has your creating process had to speed up? Have you had to do a lot of things at once since you guys are making such popular things? Have you had to change your process over the last couple of years just because making videos takes so much time? How has that kind of changed for all of you as your series grow?
Ooh, good question.
What a great question,
Beautiful.
Ariana
That was so
Huffington.
intelligent.
We busy.
How are your segues? 'Cause
We
you might have
busy.
a job here. You might. All
We're
right,
so
cool.
busy.
One concrete example is kind of the process of doing Squad Wars. Right, that was like a much bigger project than we were used to. They're these 22-minute episodes, and we're normally shooting each other. And this was like we were sort of had to like tell a 40-person crew what we wanted, and if we weren't really clear, or if we changed our minds, that would take
Dad,
a
why do you
long
sound like
time
you just
to-
found a puppy?
I'm just like,
It's like you're
oh,
emotionally
man,
going through it right
guys,
now.
There were a couple days on Squad Wars where we were like, oh boy. No, but the metaphor that we're using was like when we were working just the four of us, we were a speedboat. We're working with Squad Wars. It was a cruise ship, and so learning how to steer the cruise ship.
Okay, Ned, with the fucking metaphors and similes and
It's a good one.
Turn up. That was great.
Thanks.
That was good.
So yeah, sometimes you got to learn how to steer the cruise ship.
It's been a real challenge for all of us. I mean, it's something we're trying to get better at constantly
Yeah.
because we want to make these bigger and bigger projects that give value and let you see our content in a new way. But we also understand that you want to see a lot of content, right? So it's something I would love to continue to get better at because I think the internet really thrives on fast, immediate now. But also, as the medium grows and as we grow, we want to deliver things that are higher value, right? So
And you know what's been great for all that? I just read this excellent article, so I must share. But working in a 9 to 6 time frame, it makes sure that we use our time properly. You know what I mean? And I just read this great article about creative people giving themselves a time frame to work within. A lot of times people think the best, and it could work for some people, is staying up all day and all night and all that, but then your time is all over the place. So we work, a job from 9 to 6, and we have those hours to use to do something good with the time.
And you know what energy requires things. So like I do this dumb little thing called tiny hand with a little plastic hand. And it's like I do that on Snapchat and it takes no crew and no time. It takes my iPhone. But unfortunately, Ashley was a crew of 15 people and it took, 30 days to shoot, produce, and do all of that stuff. So we kind of just balance out to what our projects are.
I do stay up all night, actually, though. So
We don't stop working. I don't know what they're talking about.
Try Guys is a whole
They
different
need to sleep.
Yeah, I agree.
Awesome. I think we have time for one more question.
Hey, what's up? Do
Hi.
you think our new president will influence your content?
We talk about
do we
this.
think our new president will influence our content?
Yes, I think
You literally just came up with a bit
I
right
just
before
was
this.
outside asking myself this question because it's really hard. Yes, I think every person who creates anything, someone who's creating a fucking chair right now, is affected. Because aren't you? Doesn't it? It affects everyone. It doesn't matter. You could just, I don't know, you just be going to work. You could be a mailman. It still affects how you think and how you do your job. Yeah, for sure.
The responsibility of an artist is to, reflect culture in some way or have some kind of impact. And it might not always be quite directly. Like, I don't think all of us are going to make videos about this new president explicitly, but sometimes it's just the fact that we exist is enough of a statement.
Yeah, right when when the election happened, we were all sad. The next day, our company announced to all of us that now our content is even more important, and not just the stuff that directly relates to him, but the stuff that makes people happy and the stuff that also goes into different identities and reminds everybody that they're important and that we all will have to work together to survive the next 4 months.
Years.
Because no. No.
Yeah, I think like we've talked amongst the Try Guys about that was a better ending, but anyway, we talked talked amongst the Try Guys about like videos that we can make that directly speak to it. But and I know we also have made videos that are seen as like silly. Like I produced this video called "Drunk Girls Get Surprised by Puppies," and it came out. It's a great video. Came out the day after the shooting in Paris at that concert. The help me out here, Eagles of Death Metal. So
Shooting in Paris is...
Yeah, you got me. And the reporters there told me that people were sharing that video and watching it as a way to unload, and it was not a fun place to be. But if our videos can supply just a smile, just a little candle in the darkness, that is enough sometimes.
My crying face brought a lot of people joy during that time, and I hate when he made that video. I was so mad. And then so many people were so happy that I was okay with him getting me drunk and then giving me a puppy. It's very nice.
Well, yeah, I think I speak for everyone because there is a lot of truth to that. And like I said earlier, of like going back to your video on a rough day, it's true of any of the videos you guys make. You do, for all of the crazy things that you do, commit to film, bring a lot of people a lot of joy. So before I let you go, one more time, thank you, everyone. Join me, round of applause from BuzzFeed Films, Ashley, Kelsey, Quinta, the Try Guys, all of you. Thank you so much. We'll keep watching. Thank you.